Hey everybody, Andy Scott back again from Medic with another quick video. This time we are going to talk about the 2026 pay for performance measures and what everyone will be working on in 2026. Okay, so to start out, we will talk about or remind you guys about the distribution of how the points work. This works in a 3-year graduated way. So in your first year in Medic, 100% of your points are on participation. In your second year, which we do have a big chunk of year two hospitals here in 2026, 70% of your points are on participation and 30% are on performance. And then finally, in year three and beyond, 70% will be on performance and 30% will be on participation. So let's dive into the actual scorecards for each year. All right, so our year one scorecard, again, 100% participation. So a lot of this will look similar for every year, except the points will go down, obviously, as you get further into your time with Medic, as more points go into performance versus participation. So first two categories here are our electronic data delivery categories. So 10 points for being on time every month and 10 points for being adherent to the data dictionary and actually accurate. Third category is once a year we do an electronic data dictionary update, having your IT people complete that update, get it submitted on time so that your uploads match the definitions in the data dictionary is a 6-pointer. Next one is on abstraction timeliness. As a reminder, this applies for all years. We have 4 quarterly deadlines for abstraction, so getting all your cases abstracted in time. Our next two are on meeting attendance. So both the clinical champion and the data abstractor are required to attend our collaborative wide meetings 3 times a year. Again, 2 in person, 1 virtual. And then the bottom 3 are ones that are only for our year one site. So once you're up and running, getting an abstractor hired and trained in a reasonable amount of time is one. Getting your electronic data submitted over to Medic again on time is another category. And then getting your year two intervention planning done. So once you get into that second year where you actually have some points on performance, you're up and ready to go and have a plan for what you're going to do and what you're going to work on. So there's your year one index. Year two, which like I said, we do have a good chunk of hospitals in year two this year. So again, 70% on participation, 30% on performance. So our first 6 categories here are the same categories that are on the year one. So data delivery, being on time and accurate, getting your electronic data dictionary update done, getting your abstraction done on time, coming to meetings. And then the final category is once you get into year two, your abstractors will have their first snap review. So that's their audit where they work with Kara and Patty to go over some old cases, make any corrections that need to be made, and kind of make sure everyone is still up to date and abstracting properly as we get all the data to come through. So down in the orange section, we jump into the actual performance portion of your scorecard. So in our second year sites in 2026, we'll have 4 of our initiatives to work on. 3 of them will be collaborative wide, where you'll be working with the rest of the collaborative, and then 1 will be a site specific measure. So for year two sites, you have a choice here. You could choose one of these 4 options for your site specific measure: adult head injury, peds head injury, chest x-ray, or naloxone distribution. And then you'll be working with the collaborative on the collaborative wide measures. So our 3 collaborative wide measures this year are chest pain discharge rate. That's a 10-pointer for year two sites. Asthma bundle compliance. This is a new one for everyone, 5 points. And everyone's favorite measure, the PE diagnostic yield. There's 5 points on that as collaborative wide measures in 2026 for our year two sites. All right, so our year three sites actually are getting split up into a couple categories this year, or a couple of different ways of looking at it. So the first one we're going to look at is sites that have been selected to do our pediatric readiness measure in 2026. If you've been selected, Katie has let you know that a couple months ago at this point. So we're already getting those meetings scheduled. But if you are working on pediatric readiness in your year three site and beyond, you're working on pediatric readiness for P4P, this is the one for you. So our top categories are the same categories as year two. Our participation categories, just fewer points because there's only 30 to go around there. In the performance section of it, you will have 20 points on the same choice that the year two sites, choosing one of adult head injury, peds head injury, chest x-ray, or naloxone. Then you'll have 20 points on your site-specific pediatric readiness initiative, which again, Katie has already reached out to everyone to go through. And then the bottom 2 are the same as year two, 10 points on low risk chest pain and 5 points on PE diagnostic yield. But for our year two sites, we're going to do 15 points on asthma bundle compliance, or excuse me, our year three sites, asthma bundle compliance. So 15 on asthma, 10 on chest pain, 5 on PE diagnostic yield. So this is for sites that are doing pediatric readiness. So you have one choice, choosing which of your out of adult head injury, peds head injury, chest X-ray, or naloxone, which one you want to do for 20 points. For year 3 sites who are not doing pediatric readiness, so if you don't know, you're not doing it. If we haven't reached out to you and talked to you, you're not in the 2026 group. Everyone will do pediatric readiness once over the next 3 years, either in 26, 27, or 28. So if you're not doing pediatric readiness, you have two choices. So again, the performance, or excuse me, the participation part is exactly the same. Now you choose two of these measures, adult head injury, peds head injury, chest X-ray, or naloxone for 20 points each. Then you have that same collaborative wide distribution that everybody else has. 15 for asthma bundle, 10 for chest pain, 5 for PE diagnostic yield. So again, if you are not doing pediatric readiness, you need to make a choice between choose two of these four measures: adult head injury, peds head injury, chest X-ray, or naloxone. And the final way that we look at year 3 sites are year 3 sites that are peds only hospitals. And so those hospitals are all doing pediatric readiness in this first 2026 year. So your scorecard, again, the participation will be exactly the same as everybody else. You'll have 20 points on pediatric readiness. You'll have a choice of your site-specific measure for 20 points. You only have two choices because only two of those are PEDS measures. So either PEDS head injury or chest X-ray. Then all of your collaborative wide points will be on the asthma bundle compliance. So 30 points on the asthma bundle compliance for year 3 sites that are PEDS only. Okay, so looking at the measures themselves and talking about the targets. So our targets, again, we work through this with the executive committee, and those are approved by Blue Cross. They are done by looking at the performance of the collaborative as a whole. And so these are all considered to be achievable targets that hospitals have all already met and are, they're an accomplishment. They're at the upper end of performance, but they are not something that no one has ever done. And again, these are proposed by the Medic Coordinating Center, selected and approved by the Medic Executive Committee, and then finally, the final approval comes from Blue Cross. So for our 4 site-specific measures, so you're either choosing one or two of these, depending on what year and what situation you're in. So for adult head injury CT appropriateness, we're looking for 70% or better appropriate of your adult head injury CTs. For peds head injury CT utilization, we're looking for 15% utilization or less. Pediatric chest X-ray utilization, looking for 24% utilization or less. And then our naloxone distribution rate, we're looking for a distribution rate of 60% or higher. So again, depending on which situation that you're in, you'll have a choice to make on these. You likely want to look at your current performance and see which one feels like you are, best positioned to be successful at, and which you feel is most meaningful for your hospital and for your patients. So those are our targets for our site-specific measures. On the collaborative-wide measures, we have, again, these 3 measures: asthma bundle compliance, chest pain discharge, and PE diagnostic yield. So on the asthma bundle compliance, we're looking for 18% or higher. Pretty low bar to get going on that one. Chest pain discharge, we're looking for a discharge rate of 95% or higher. And then PE diagnostic yield, we struggle with this one. The target has been 8.5% the last couple of years. Based on our performance, we actually made the target a little bit easier. Hopefully we can knock this one out this year. So drop down to 8.0% diagnostic yield on PE diagnostic yield. So hopefully we can finally meet this one after a couple of years. So better than or equal to 18% on asthma bundle compliance, better than or equal to 95% on chest pain discharge rate, and then better than or equal to 8.0% diagnostic yield on PE. All right, so last slide, just what do you have to do? Next steps. Year 1 sites, nothing to do. You'll get your monthly reports. We'll tell you how you're doing. We will get you up and running and get you started. Year 2 and 3 sites, you need to choose your site-specific measures. So this will be part of your intervention template, and that's where you'll put those down. So actually, all sites will have to do a intervention template. That'll be due on November 15th, 2025. We will give you time to work on this at our October collaborative meeting like we always do. I will give this same talk probably again at the October meeting, but I know that this, the P4P year gets started on November 1st, and that's, comes up right after our collaborative meeting. So we wanted to get this out here so everyone knows what they're working on. So again, look at this, decide what you're thinking. In the email that this video came with, there'll be the scorecards themselves in PDF format, so you can look at those and kind of look through the targets, look through and see, how it matches up with your hospital and how you're doing, and then make your choices. So again, we'll talk about this during the October meeting. We'll give you some time to work on your intervention templates. Those will be due to back to the coordinating center on November 15th, and that's where you will make your choices of your site-specific measures. All right. Thank you very much, and we will talk to you all soon.